The Crypto Markets Update is presented by Grayscale, the world's largest digital currency asset manager.
Let's check in on Bitcoin again. So the CoinDesk Bitcoin Price Index XBX is currently trading at just over a little over $47,000. That's down less than 2% over the past 24 hours. The CoinDesk Ether Price Index ETX is currently trading at around $3,100. That's also down a little bit under 2% over the past 24 hours. And finally, the CoinDesk DeFi Index DFX is trading at around $638. That's down over 2% over the past 24 hours. So let's dive now into crypto markets with CoinDesk markets reporter Damanick Dantes. Welcome back, Damanick.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you back.
Hey, Dominic.
So, Damanick, let's just get right into the charts. You have a chart about Bitcoin that sort of you found interesting. Can you explain to us what this chart signifies and why it's important?
Yeah, so this is a daily Bitcoin chart. Each bar just shows a daily price move. You can see the support and resistance levels just basically showing where buyers and sellers are active. We have, really sold off over the past few months, but stabilized around that 30K support level. And you can see there that consolidation period that lasted for a few months resolved itself to the upside. So there was a nice breakout of the 42K resistance level that is now support. And then the breakout above the 200-day moving average is now providing some support around 46K to 45K. And there's an upper resistance zone. So if you take a measured move from that breakout, the first target would be 50K, where buyers have struggled over the past week. And then the next upside target will be 55K. But below that, you see the relative strength index, or the RSI, which is a measure of momentum, has been weakening, and that's been diverging with the price rise. So that just basically shows that there is some light profit taking that is happening. And I expect support to hold between the 42K to 45K support zone.
Hey, Dominic, so, that 200-day moving average, can you just dig into that a little bit more? Like if it breaks below that, does that trigger, is that likely to trigger some sort of bigger sell-off? What is that? What would be the significance of breaking support?
Yeah, break below the 200-day moving average would lend support around 100-day or the 50-day moving average. And that's around 45, 43K. So that'll be the next test. But typically when you see breakouts, they tend to be constructive. And we look at those short-term support and resistance levels. A failure to hold that 200-day just makes it seem like it's a lower high from April, May, and then now in August. And that would be a cause of concern. I think the 60K level over the long term provided some strong resistance, and that's been keeping some buyers on the sidelines. So we really need to see some of that upside momentum materialize, and that would, definitely be a hold of the 42 to 45K support zone.
Damanick, you also have another chart that's on a slightly different topic. So Cardano has been absolutely exploding recently. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What's driving that? Do you think it will last? Any information you could share would be very valuable.
Yeah, so it's been an explosive move. I mean, we've seen a lot of these altcoins make all-time highs while Bitcoin and others have been kind of struggling. This move has been unprecedented, right? It's a large, almost 90% up move over the past month. You can see it held that 200-day support around late July, which is very constructive, and then that breakout above 1.4. And then we had that challenge to the May 2021 high around 2.3, and then a strong breakout from there. So consistently, the buyers have been holding those support levels. Right now, we look extremely overbought, and we are seeing some of the divergence kick in as well. Around the latest all-time high around $3. I expect the retest to be around 2.4. But right now we're seeing some short signs of stabilization, which could lend itself to some consolidation. And that just means buyers are picking up at support just to recapture some additional profits.
Dominic, look, keying a little bit off that Cardano chart, it still seems for the most part that altcoins tend to move in tandem with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down and everything else looks pretty much in the red. But we see these sort of breakout coins every now and then. And one this week has been Avalanche, which it seems, obviously some big developments on their protocol side have been a part of this, but also this big incentive system through this liquidity process that's really bringing a lot of DeFi actors in onto Avalanche and driving up its thing. Is that something, I mean, does that point to the possibility to break out using these kinds of techniques? Or is that just a sort of a short-term thing that ultimately gets overwhelmed over time when all the enthusiasm dies down?
Yeah, it's been very enthusiastic, right? It's kind of a local market in its own where a lot of the risk taking has occurred. Typically, when you see these breakout moves like Bitcoin holding 30K and breaking above 42K, that's a signal that there is strong risk on sentiment in the market. And typically, what you see during that phase is altcoins outperform. So basically, investors and traders are shifting to where the profit potential is the highest, and that's been within the DeFi universe or the altcoin universe. And I think a lot of that has been supportive. There is an analyst that said that it's a DeFi casino yield farm, and I think that's true. A lot of the folks, the traders, are looking for the next hot opportunity, and there's a lot of speculative excess going on. So you'll see the relative performance between these altcoins play out. And I think when one market breaks out, another market might be the next one to support some opportunities. So Avalanche does look a little bit overbought. You're seeing some short-term support signals here. That breakout above 40 was very constructive. So just like Cardano, I expect a retest of that breakout to support a little bit more buying interest.